All right, so we came across this issue this morning on the Economic Times of India. This massive plan, $500 billion, thousands of Indian workers being imported. The idea is we build 1 million new homes in Australia. I can't believe the federal government hasn't talked about this. Our next guest, Chief Economist and Co-founder at Macro Business, Leith Van Onselen. Good morning.
Yeah, g'day, Tom.
Is this real, do you think? I mean, I've had a text from a very senior ex-politician who said he knows this Indian minister. He is respected, articulate, sophisticated. If he's talking about it, it is real.
Look, I'll be honest with you, Tom. When I first heard this, I thought it was satire because it's the sort of thing you read in The Onion or, the Batuta Advocate, that sort of thing. But it was reported in the Economic Times of India. Now, that is like India's AFR. So it's a serious newspaper. And, I'll just say, Tom, if this is true, this is highly cynical and it's disturbing policy from the Albanese government.
Because, I mean, are they doing it, just to help Australians who are struggling to get into a house, or is it part of some plan to dramatically increase immigration into Australia from India?
Yeah, I think so. So the federal government, both the former coalition government at the end of their term and the current government, they've signed 3 migration pacts in India to basically make it easier for Indians to come and work and live in Australia. And India is now our biggest migration source by far. So they are the biggest source nation. And the fundamental reason why we have a housing shortage in this country is because we've run immigration far too high for too long. And
that's what a lot of the protesters in Melbourne were protesting about yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. So we haven't built enough homes or infrastructure to keep up with it. So the logical solution is to slow it down, right? Slow it down to a sustainable level. But instead, the Albanese government, presumably based on this, has cynically decided that he's going to increase, migration from India to build homes for migrants, which is just crazy. It's the wrong way around. The cynic in me thinks that they're doing it for 2 reasons. So one of it is so that they can say that they're trying to solve the housing crisis at a huge cost, may I add, like $500 billion US, Tom. So it's about 800.
It's US.
800 billion Australian. So it's a lot of money. But also, as Kostamaris, the pollster, said recently, he estimates that 80% of the Indian diaspora in Australia votes Labor. So it also makes me think that the Labor Party wants to boost Indian migration into Australia because they'll vote for Labor.
Right. So if I just put all the pieces together with what you just said, so Australia does a deal with the Indian government, says the Indian government, you raise $500 billion US, you bring thousands of workers here, you build 1 million new homes, and those homes can then be rented or sold to more Indian migrants who come from India, most of whom vote Labor. I mean, it sounds like, to be honest, a fairly vast conspiracy theory, but you think it might be real?
Yeah. I mean, certainly. Look. The whole thing, as I said, it sounded like satire when I read it. Like I thought, I think this is from The Onion, because I saw it on Twitter or X first. But then when I clicked on the article and saw it was from the Economic Times of India, which is a serious newspaper, it suggested that this is real and it is crazy. And if you join the dots, it does seem ridiculous. Like what we should be doing is obviously slowing down the intake of migration more generally so that infrastructure and housing can keep up and it's at a sustainable level. But instead they want to basically import migrants to build homes for migrants, which is just chicken and egg.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you, Leith. Leith Van Onselen there, Chief Economist and Co-founder at Macro Business.